Hello again, Lumpy here. So today we're cruising to Rugeley. Rugeley's a sort of a mid-sized Staffordshire town just to the northwest of Birmingham. So this currently is the Coventry canal. I've just gone through Street Hay Wharf and we're en route to Fradley. And when we get to Fradley, we'll do a left turn onto the Trent and Mersey canal. So everything seems so lush and green this year, and I think an awful lot of that is to do with the fact that during the lockdown situation there's been very little work done by the CRT and their streaming team, and I'd like to think that this brings about a change and it can stay this way, because it is beautiful. The wildflowers, the grass is just stunning. Something unexpected always turns up when cruising. Today, it was this random fox blatantly marking its territory in broad daylight. Have you no shame? So we're now on the Trent and Mersey Canal. Here's our pride and joy ticking over in one of the Fradley locks. Just look at that greenery again. Look at the sunlight coming through the trees, and just a tunnel of greenery that you're travelling under and through, and shafts of light coming through. That really is nothing better for a person's well-being than cruising along at a nice steady rate on one of Britain's canals. So having gone past Kings Bromley Marina, then through into Handsacre, we now head in towards Armitage. So this is the West Coast main line that we're now travelling under. That goes from London to Manchester and beyond, ultimately right up into Scotland. So Armitage has a relatively famous resident, the Armitage Shanks factory. Armitage Shanks produce toilets, basins, baths, other ceramic sort of bathroom type goods all around the world. So it was founded in 1817 by Thomas Bond, and it was called then the Armitage Sanitary Pottery Manufacture. It was just a toilet manufacturer by then. In 1907 it then became the Armitage Ware Limited, and then in 1969 it merged with Shanks Holdings to become Armitage Shanks. Since then it's been owned by Blue Circle, I think the cement company, the American Standard Company, and I think it's now part of the Ideal Group, but it still retained that name, Armitage Shanks. So here we are, we're approaching Rugeley, and this is Armitage Tunnel. So it's no longer a tunnel, it's a bridge, but it used to be a tunnel. Stop, wait a minute, let me just, ooh, look at that. Carry on. It's sandstone, it's very narrow through here, and due to coal mining activities below, subsidence caused some of the sandstone to crack, crumble, and I think some of the roof of the tunnel fell in. So they actually purposely then collapsed the rest of the tunnel, therefore sort of exposing it
narrow through here. You see the old sandstone. So this was a new bridge that was built after the tunnel was collapsed. Just takes the road over the top. Down here, obviously the tunnel used to extend right down where you see daylight down there. That would have all previously been tunnel. You'll see the walls. It's very narrow all the way through. Family of ducks down here, which I'm quite sure at this moment in time how we're going to get around this, but I'm sure we will. I'll just back it off to give them a chance to find their escape routes. Should hate to squash a duckling. Swimming with me, I think. Yeah, just down to the left of the bow. Ahead up there is waiting, so you send your buddy, if you've got a buddy, ahead just to make sure they stop anybody else coming through.
Now, just to the left, through the trees here, you can see Hawk's Yard House. Now, this was formerly known as Spode House, as it was owned by the Spode family, famed, of course, for their fine pottery. We are in Staffordshire, after all. Just over the houses there, you can see the four ominous cooling towers of the Rugeley power station. This is the second of two power stations that have been on this site. Rugeley A was commissioned in 1961 and disappeared about 10 years later. This is Rugeley B, and this was actually closed in 2016, and it will have all gone by 2021. This was built in 1970. Now, going back to the earlier power station, Rugeley A, that had an experimental dry cooling tower installed, but they found that its operating costs, it just couldn't be controlled. Interestingly, that tower was then used on occasions by the RAF for parachute development. So you can see that 2 of the 4 towers are a slightly different colour. You've got 2 beige ones, and you've got 2 that are a sort of more reddy, purpley, pinky colour. And that's to heighten what the architects actually saw as the femininity of their form. I'm just wondering, is that because they have a narrow waist, or is it because they have a fat bottom? I wonder. On the left here are moorings belonging to the Ash Tree Cruising Club. Nice garden. Really nice. I'm approaching Rugeley town centre now. Mushrooms are still looking beautifully polished. You can't beat polishing your mushroom on a summer's day. Mushrooms, sorry. So the canal actually sort of skirts around the edge of Rugeley, with the power station and all its associated land to one side, and all the housing and the urban side of the town to the other side of the canal. So we're going as close to Rugeley town centre as the canal takes us. There's lots of nice gardens, some really nice properties, interesting sort of quirky places, plenty of bridges too. So finishing today's film on a lone fisherman under a bridge. He's fishing for predators, pike, perch or zander. I'm a fisherman myself and predator fishing is something I really enjoy. Check out this pike that I caught from an inner city Birmingham canal back in January. Absolutely beautiful. So thanks for watching. Please remember to click subscribe, click on the notifications button. You'll also find us on Instagram at narrowboat_natterings. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.